Welcome to the Dice Tower, a series of video reviews about board and card games. Here are your hosts, Tom Vassell and Sam Healy.
Hey folks, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia. How's it going?
I'm Sam Healy. I was swiping things on my watch.
So, today we're taking a look at Charterstone. Now, we're actually going to be doing two or maybe even more reviews of Charterstone. This is our first impression, so we're recording this way before you're seeing this. We have played 4 games of Charterstone now, and we'll do the full review when we finish the campaign, which is 12 games, and then I think you can keep playing it after that.
Right.
We'll find out. Charterstone, and also we should mention here, this is a non-spoiler review, so we're not going to spoil things. We're not going to spoil any more things than you see if you watch Rodney Smith's Watch It Play version of it. You'll see some of the basic concepts of the game.
Right. Right.
Now, Charterstone has a pretty strong pedigree. It comes from Stonemaier Games, which has given us Scythe and Viticulture, you know, really, really big name games. And so this is coming off that, and it's a quote-unquote legacy game,
Right.
which is, I guess we'll start there.
Yeah.
Okay? The fact that it's a legacy game. How does this feel in regards to, so far we've played Risk Legacy, Pandemic Legacy, Seafall, and that's pretty much it, right, for legacy games.
Yes.
A legacy game, if you've never seen it before, is a game where you permanently alter the game as you play it. You're either adding stickers or ripping things up, or, although in this game, thus far,
No ripping has occurred.
yeah, and actually I'm not opposed to that.
No, it's fine. I mean, it doesn't really
Ripping's
matter.
almost like a shock value thing.
Yeah, it is, and it's kind of it's over now. We've seen it.
Well, for me, I guess I'll dive in first. In comparison to the other legacy games that I've played, this one is pretty much right smack dab in the middle. With Pandemic Legacy being the best,
Okay.
Risk Legacy being second best, this one following after Risk Legacy, maybe even neck and neck with Risk Legacy.
Are you talking about how much you enjoy it?
Yes.
Okay.
How much I enjoy it. And then Seafall being a distant fourth.
Okay, but let me ask you, what do you think about the legacy version of this? This is essentially a Euro game. It's a worker placement game.
Yeah.
It's definitely the first of this. The other ones all have some similarities. They have a strong storyline to them.
Yeah.
This one has a storyline to it so far as we've seen.
Well,
we
yeah.
haven't been hooked by it.
Yeah,
but
here's the thing. The Pandemic Legacy and Risk Legacy, I think, have a stronger story element than this one to date. It might grow as we get through more games of it. But right now, the story element seems to be fair to middling.
Yeah, it's just not there. It's not that it's bad. It's just not a huge part of it. You know what I mean?
We brush with it in between the games when we hear about
Things. Yeah.
that are going on elsewhere. But
But you're right that it's not
just
not
not there
necessarily
yet.
prevalent. Yes. To me, and again, if you haven't played Seafall, it's not going to be much of a comparison. But hopefully, you'll understand what I'm saying. To me, Seafall had a very interesting, captivating, strong storyline that did develop in some ways, but mechanically, it was not quite giving me the oomph I wanted. This is sort of the opposite of that. It's a robust Euro game that I wonder, and this is not necessarily a negative observation, but I wonder, since it is not and does not seem to be necessarily story-driven, does it need to be a legacy game, right? I mean, a legacy game is one in which things develop for a reason. In this one, it just feels like a Euro game, and where it started was interesting, captivating, you know, it's fine, and then it's gotten more so I'm enjoying that aspect. I'm enjoying new discoveries, new developments in the game, what you get to do. And so when the game is over, I do feel like, yeah, I want to do that again. But the story is not necessarily what's making me go, oh, what happens next? You know, like a TV show, right? But mechanically, it is interesting and engaging. There's a few things I adore about it. Turns are lightning quick.
oh my goodness, turns are
Yes.
fast.
And the game overall is really fast. I mean, the game sneaks up on you. The end game sneaks up on you. I love that. I love that that turn angst sets in almost immediately.
So this game plays up to 6 players. We're playing a 4-player game currently. We've played 4 games, as I said, at the point of this. The games have taken like maybe 70 minutes for the first one, then an hour. Then I think the third one was 45 minutes, but then the last one was maybe like 80, 90 minutes.
Because it was really that long?
Yeah, it was longer.
Feels so fast, man.
But again, I really enjoy that going quickly. The artwork is phenomenal. I really like it. It's cutesy, almost chibi artwork.
It's not chibi, but it's
Is it
cute.
not?
It's from the same artists as the ones who did
Santorini.
It's chibi. The
Santorini.
guy's head is like 1/4 their body. That's chibi.
No.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, anyway.
So anyway, yes, the artwork is really spectacular.
And the theme comes through. It's Euro, but the theme comes through as you're building this town. That's what you're doing.
Yes.
In this game, I feel like it gives you a lot of different options, and the options are pretty much straightforward. Get this to do this. Get this to do that. And I really enjoy that. And I think at the end of Game 4, all the mechanisms that have been introduced in the game, I could have handled in Game 1. If you had brought it to me, I'd have said, wow, there's a lot going on in this game, but it would have been a lot. But this game does a really good job at teaching the game a bit at a time.
Yes.
And we haven't yet seen, this game's interesting because unlike other Legacy games, instead of other Legacy games are like, you now get to box 1, and then box 3, and the new changes to the game, and they usually happen at predetermined times.
Yes.
This one has 100 different ways to go forward, and they're all going forward based on what we decide.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's kind of interesting. So
No,
our game is going to be very different than other people's games. Someone else might see our game 4 and be like, "You don't have this yet, and what's that? We didn't get that till game 10, maybe.
Sure.
I don't know."
Sure.
So there's some major things that happen between games, and this latest thing that just happened at the end of game 4, I feel has some pretty interesting potential. I feel like this might be the thing that really kind of makes this game shine, maybe in the future.
Yeah,
I'm really enjoying the game, and it has every right. I mean, and normally I would not like this kind of game. This is the epitome almost of push cubes, like grab colored stuff to turn it in for other colored stuff, to turn it in for victory points. The kind of game I normally don't like.
But this has that simple put out workers or pull workers,
Yes.
which Manhattan Project has, and I know you like that.
Yes. And it has character and characters, right? But it has charm, which I think is a big part of this style of Euro game. This game does have a lot of charm, and it comes through, and you do feel like you're doing your own thing, you know? On the other hand, there has yet to be, and you guys I think will agree with me, a wow moment that we've seen in pretty much every other Legacy game so far, right? This is first impression, so that might come next game. But so far, there has yet to be a moment in which we go, what? Oh, this game just blew wide open.
Right.
I don't know that
That's
needs
not
to be
bad,
in this game,
right?
though.
That's not necessarily bad, but I almost expect those moments in Legacy games now. You
Well,
know?
that's the thing with that moniker Legacy, that Legacy
Yeah.
moniker. You're expecting that because every single game has had that one. I mean, Seafall being the lesser.
No, but Seafall still has some.
They have those moments,
the
though.
lesser
You know what I
interesting
mean?
for me, though. That's what
Yeah.
I'm talking about. But all of them have had it so far. I mean, we definitely had multiple times where we were like on Pandemic Legacy, and in Risk Legacy, we definitely had those moments where it was like head mind blown. Here we just haven't experienced that yet.
Well, let me ask this then. So, actually, we're posting this the same day as our full review. So you're seeing us 8 games before our final thoughts.
Yes, right.
With 4 games in, what are your current ratings of the game?
With 4 games in right now, I would probably put it at about a 6. Because for me, yes, it's worker placement. That's one of my top 10 game mechanisms. But up until the most recent game, I was only dealing with two workers. And that's really boring. You do 2 things, and then on your next turn is, okay, bring my guys
Now,
back.
I don't mind
Go
that
ahead.
because the turns are so fast.
I understand that, but it just feels like that there's that one turn where you're just like, okay, I don't get to do anything.
I can kind of see that.
And now it goes through, okay, I got to do this, I got to do this, okay, can't do anything. And it's that over and over and over again. And that by itself, with just a very limited number of workers, and not that workers are hard to come by, because you can get those other ones. But again, that's one of the 2 things that you're able to do before you can't do anything again. With that, with a fewer number of workers, it gives me that idea of it gives me that feeling of Conan pushing the thing, dun 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 dun.
Yeah, but he gets crazy buff, man.
I know he does, right? I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for my charter to get crazy buff, and now I can start doing some more things.
It has not bothered me, but I could definitely see the kind of thing that it is the kind of thing I would complain about.
Yeah.
What would you
Where
rate this?
1/3 of the turns is a retreat turn.
Yeah.
I rate it like an 8 right now. I really enjoy it. I'm having a great time with it. Again, charm and quick turns, short play length. It is a captivating game. And again, when I say that the legacy aspect doesn't seem like a necessity, I'm not saying I would rather it not be a legacy game. I'm just saying I'm missing those wow moments. But I'm enjoying new stuff being opened. I'm enjoying new discoveries. That's all working for me. I'm rating it an 8 as of right now. I want to play more. I want more story too. Maybe that's just me being greedy, but that's also I want that on top of it.
Yeah.
Well, I would rate it also an 8 right now. I really enjoy it. I love how fast turns come. Boom, boom, boom. It's your turn
Yes.
again. Oh, it's your turn again. It's your turn again. That's why that doesn't bother me. I pull my guys off, and I'm going again almost right away.
Yes.
I like the fact that it might not be your turn again, too, because if you place your worker where someone else is, their worker comes back.
Correct.
So that's an interesting thing. You can go somewhere where you think someone else might go, and you get an extra turn. I really like, trying not to tread into spoiler territories, I like that there are personas in the game,
Yes.
and that they give you special abilities, and so I feel very distinctly different than these guys do.
Right.
And I like the carryover from game to game. That's a big deal to me.
That's
And it's
another
one of the
point
things that I really disliked about Seafall. Sam hated it from the beginning, and I was like, it will get better, and it never got better. Right? And that was like, each game was a hard reset.
Yes.
In this game, you're resetting the game, but you feel like stuff that you did in previous games matter
No,
a
it does.
lot.
It does,
Right.
and that's one of the things that I would probably have a much lower rating if the end game, that reset time wasn't the way it is now.
Yes.
I would have a much lower rating because I don't feel like I'm doing a hard reset every single turn, because you're not. You're able to carry things over into the next game.
Well, in the last game, you guys spent like 10 minutes deciding what to carry over to
exactly.
the next
And
game.
that's cool. That's part of the game that I actually enjoy. That leveling up aspect of the game, where I am better now than I was when I started. With Seafall, no, you didn't do that. It's like you started from square one almost again.
Right.
Every single game, and I like that aspect of Charterstone. I really do.
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped about how the games flow into each other and are going forward, and I'm intrigued to see how that ends and how it continues to expand and go.
Yeah.
I
I
also-
could definitely see this being, for people who already are fans of Stonemaier games, you kind of know the games he designed, Stegmaier. They're usually worker placement. They're usually very Euro games, right? And this is almost the legacy game for people that are not necessarily wowed by the concept of a legacy game.
Especially since,
You
as
know,
far
I
as
just
we
want
got
a
so
Euro.
far.
I want a
so
Euro
far,
with worker
there's-
placement.
so far.
Yeah.
Well, there's also no destruction so far. So that's good, right? I mean, that will please some people.
Yeah, it just seems like Jamie Stegmaier is making a Euro game, resource management game, that has also a legacy aspect.
Right. Now let me ask you guys this before we close this one. When we get to the end of game 12, there's going to be an overall winner of the campaign.
Right.
As you replay each game, there's a winner of that game. For me, in one of the games we played, I think it was game 3, I was clearly losing, and I didn't care. I was like, okay, whatever, I'm going to lose this game, but I'm going to try to do my best in this game so that I can be better prepared for the next game and also for the overall thing.
Right.
To the point where I don't know if I care if I win any game. So winning a game is nice, but I'm thinking more about that long-term goal.
Right.
Well, I will have to see how it plays out, of course, but I don't think if you don't win some games that you will have a chance at winning overall.
Are you sure? I don't know, though.
I don't-
It's interesting.
I don't know. Just from what I'm seeing, I don't think that's going to be a possibility.
I don't know. I just don't care, I guess.
No, I don't necessarily.
I haven't
care
thought
either.
about it.
I am definitely playing the game.
I think we've all won a game, right?
With the long
You won
ball.
the last one?
Yeah.
Game 4, I won game...
I have the long term in mind when I'm playing each of my
won
games.
game
I'm not
2.
necessarily wanting to get first place, but I am wanting to be competitive.
But I don't feel like in this game anyone is falling behind by a mile either. I feel like if you lose, you're like, ooh, you get something cool for losing.
True. But I don't think that's something you get that's cool for losing is
I mean, no one's going to do
equal
badly on
to-
purpose. Like, it's not an overpowered catch-up mechanism.
Right.
But it feels pretty good, and it is.
No, yeah.
It's a subtle one. But
I'm not upset if I'm losing. I guess is the thing.
I don't think that the bonuses you get for not doing well during the game are equal to what you get for winning.
That's
sure.
fine, but I also don't think that they're so like again, if I'm looking at a game like, oh, I'm not going to win this one, I don't get that upset. I'm like, all right, I want to get my score as high as I can get it.
Yeah.
I want to do my best, but if I lose by 2 points,
Yeah.
I'll try next time. Come back in a few hours. We're going to play 8 games between then and now.
On 1.5 speed.
Anyway, until next time, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia. Thank you.
Sam Healy. See you on the flip side, folks.
Thanks for watching our review today. For more information about board games, as well as the #1 board game audio podcast, check out Dicetower.com for reviews, interviews, and more. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.